Good morning, Will Tom Namara. Just woke up. You guys enjoyed my show I made yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy my show with their unique. Yeah, we're enjoying their unique. Some of us fans like their unique, but it's not Zayn's side. But yeah, I know it's not Zayn's, but I try my best. Yeah, trying, man. Try my best. I'm sorry. Try my best. Mine is Zanus, lead number one. Yes, it is, guys. Best fast novel written. Amen. Yeah. My stepmother told me, man, yeah, you're Ivan, your book's number one. And Hollywood would love your story. They'd be all over your story. She told me that. Hollywood will be all over my story. Yeah. Ivan, show us more. No, guys. I'm not showing you any more of Zanus Zero. I don't want to spoil stuff for you. See what happens when you purchase my book. You'll find what happens when you purchase my book. See, I know there's some scenes I showed you that's so entertaining. You want to know more. Yeah, I don't show you more because I don't want to spoil the story for you, man. You'll see I mean when you read it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. What will Young Tactics be like? You know the movie Young Messiah that came out? That faith-based movie that came out like what? It came out like 9 years ago. Yeah, something like that. Except it's not like Jerusalem and Jesus like that, but it's a fantasy movie. You can get a little bit of similarity with Young Tactics. Yeah, Young Messiah. Yeah, it was a faith-based movie that came out. The movie was not a hit, but it'll be something like that. Except it's a different world. Obviously, it's not like Jerusalem, ancient times. No, it's a medieval. It's a fantasy world like Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Oh, you think there'll be fans who like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones better? Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Not everyone will say my book's the best as all written. Some fans who like the other books better, obviously. Art hits everyone different ways. But how do you know Zane's is number one? Because my stepmother told me it's number one. And for me personally, when I read my book compared to these other books, I get a different experience. It's more fresh. It's more entertaining. Doesn't The characters don't feel dry in my book? They jump on the page, they come alive. It's more entertaining, and my story is a masterpiece. You can't uh, beat that story. Too powerful, too deep. Like, yeah, Frodo being possessed by the ring and throwing in the fire and Aragorn becoming king is amazing. But Xaius is deeper than that, man. Deeper than just. Lord of the Rings is pretty deep too, how the ring can possess you. The ring can make you evil. Like, Frodo is possessed by the ring. Other people could be possessed by the ring when Sam and Frodo throws the ring in the fire. Obviously, in the end, beautiful art, beautiful story, but it's not as deep as Saint Xaius is deeper than that. You, Josh, would tell me, yeah, Ivan, your Xaius story is even deeper than my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. This is deeper than Frodo destroying the One Ring. This is deeper than that, Ivan. Yeah, it's deeper than that. It's a deeper story. It's a masterpiece. Yes. Are you going to the Ivan? Yeah, I will. I'll go around like 2 o'clock. I'll swim. Yeah. And from there, I have to walk to Denny's and get my check. Obviously. Yeah. Are you getting slices of the Ivan? I don't know. Maybe I might get slices. Slices are cheaper than McDonald's. Right? Slices is only like $11. McDonald's will cost me like maybe $17, a bit more money, but yeah. Some sour. Yeah. Yeah, why, man? You got some balls to say your book is better than Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter. Well, for me personally, when I read it, I was more entertained reading it, but I mean, we'll see. There will be quite a bit of fans who do like those other books better. It's art in several different ways, right? I'm gonna be honest, right? Yeah, I mean, I loved your book. It was entertaining. It was a little bit raw. I like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings better. The world building is deeper in those books. I like it better. Yeah, if you like those books better, I understand. Art hits everyone in different ways, right? Oh, I am saying, yeah. Art hits everyone in different ways. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, even J.R.R. Tolkien had help. Yes, he did. J.R.R. Tolkien had help from the best editors in the business, obviously. Yeah. All the authors who are traditionally published have help. The editors polish up their draft, their manuscript. They make it a bit better, obviously. They have help. And even self-published authors, most people who write books, they have developmental editors work on their book to make it better, obviously. But for me personally, I don't need a developmental editor. I can do the story. I can do myself. I just need help with the grammar, obviously. I don't need help with the story. Maybe in a few sections, it could be polished up in terms of the stiffness of the dialogue. But I know how to tell an amazing story. I don't need help with story. As Zanus doesn't really need a developmental editor. The only thing that developmental can do is maybe fix up some of my stiff dialogue, my stiffness of my dialogue. But my story is amazing. It's a masterpiece. And I want my book to be 100% my DNA. Because the moment the editor touches your story, yeah, you wrote it, but it's not 100% your book. You had help. The editor maybe fixed up 20% of your story. So yeah, you wrote it, but like you had some help, obviously, with your book. Obviously, some Sarah. better, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah. So you think some fans will say, yeah, I like these other books better. Oh yeah, they might. Yeah. But some of them, Ivan, they might say that because they're hating on you, Ivan. They're just jealous, obviously. They're jealous of the fact that is a best-selling. Ivan's a best-selling author. His book beat out Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones in copies sold. And no author entertained me the way Ivan did. And they hate on me and they say, yeah, my book was a bit raw. Ivan has an ego. He thinks his book is better than Game of Thrones. It's not better. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings are better. It's more quality written, more professional, less raw. Richard Rowling, I like these books better. If you guys do like those books better, a lot of you book nerds out there, millions of fans out there, I understand art hits everyone different ways. But some of them might be hating on me because they're just envious and jealous, obviously. They're hating on me because they know no author entertained them the way I did, obviously. My book may be a bit raw, but be honest, man. Like, did George R. Martin and J.R. Tolkien and Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan and Stephen Erickson, did those guys, and J.K. Rowling, did those guys entertain you the way I did when you read their fantasy books and read mine? You're like, nah, your book was more entertaining. Yeah, my book is more entertaining. Even though it's a bit raw in some sections, you're still more entertained reading the book than you were those other books, obviously. But I mean, ignore the haters. I mean, watch out for the haters, obviously. Sarah. They're just hating on you. Some of them are hating on you, and some of them they actually do like the other books better. Because art hits everyone different ways, right? Yeah. You think a lot of fans will like those other books better? Probably millions of fans of the book nerds around the world will like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Game of Thrones better than my book, obviously. You know, Ivy's book was good, but it's a bit wrong, and I like Game of Thrones and these other books better. Yeah. Art hits everyone different ways. Just like even though Lord of the Rings is considered like the greatest fantasy novel ever written, there are quite a bit of millions of fans out there who say Game of Thrones is better than Lord of the Rings. So even though most people say Lord of the Rings is better, there are quite a bit of fans who prefer Game of Thrones over Lord of the Rings. Like Bradley Durfee and Mike's book reviews, they go back and forth with Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. Sometimes I see their fantasy book rankings. They'll say Lord of the Rings is number one, and usually Game of Thrones is number two. And sometimes I see another fantasy ranking, and Game of Thrones is number one, and Lord of the Rings is like number two. So a lot of fantasy fans around the world, they go back and forth with Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. But most fans will say Lord of the Rings is number one. A lot of fans go back and forth with Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. Obviously. A lot of fans, quite a bit of fans also like Malazan too and Wheel of Time. Obviously, but most fans will say that like Game of Thrones is better than Malazan and Wheel of Time, obviously. I know Wheel of Time is Daniel Green's favorite book series, but Ivan, what do you think is second after Lord of the Rings? Probably Game of Thrones. From what I've read from Game of Thrones, it's entertaining shit. I think Game of Thrones is probably number two after Lord of the Rings. Or it might be my number one anyway. I have to read it, obviously, right? I have to purchase the book, which I probably will. I might purchase the first book, Game of Thrones, and I'll read it. And if I really, really like the book, I might read all 5 books. Read the whole 5 books, obviously. But yeah. Where Wheel of Time and Malazan, I'm not gonna read those books. Those books are fucking crazy long. They have like 13 books in their series. I can't read a 13-book series. That's crazy, man. Wheel of Time has like 13 books in the series, around the 14 books in the series. Malazan has like 13, 12, 14 books in the series. That's crazy. I can't read a 14-book series. Whereas Game of Thrones is only 5 books. That I could read, right? Yeah. Give me a second. I have to use the bathroom. My back is like. So we won't got for long. guys. Had to use the bathroom. Sorry for the long wait. I know you say your book blows these books out of the water. I'm not gonna say that, but it's a better read, obviously. Well, I think most fans will say, "Yeah, man, Ivan's book was better. I was more entertained reading it." And at the end of the day, it comes down to entertainment. If you're more entertained reading my book compared to these other books, obviously, and you're more drawn to the story, obviously, I wrote the better book, obviously. But there will be millions of fans out there who will say these other books are better, obviously. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Because I don't want to be cocky. I know I can come off as arrogant and egotistical in my style of videos, but I only do that because you guys piss me off, man. You lock the doors, but you keep me behind me. That's why I like bragging on this channel. In real life, I'm a very humble man, obviously. I'm not gonna be going around saying, "Yeah, I wrote the best book ever." When people ask me, I'm not like that. I'm humble for real life, but I brag on this channel because you guys piss me off. You do this evil to me and you lock the doors on me. That's why I brag on this Savage channel. That's why you better enjoy this Savage channel while you still can, because I'm not making any bills for you. I'm keep saying that zero. I'm not gonna have you guys do like that. You're wrong. Better enjoy these videos while you still can while I'm poor, right? Yeah, man. Don't forget about the channel when I'm king, man. Yeah. I don't get paid for this shit. There you go. Yeah. So there will be haters of their life. No, yeah. Yo, Ivan's book was Volume 3 was amazing, but it's fucking raw, man. It's a bit raw. I didn't like it. I like Lord of the Ivan's crazy. He thinks that's better than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings has much richer speech, much richer world building. Game of Thrones has much richer world building. Yeah, if you like those books better and you weren't happy with Zanus, then I understand. Obviously, art hits everyone different ways on him. So, yeah. Art hits everyone in different ways. Like John Camp and Rob Eminem, I say, yeah, I like Zanus, but I still think Dune and the Star Wars originals will be better stories than Zanus, obviously, based on what I read off Ivan's book. John Camp and Rob and Jonathan might 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 actually believe that, obviously. Yeah, Ivan's crazy. He thinks his book is better than Dune 2. His story will be better than Dune 2, the Star Wars originals, and the Dark Knight, and the Matrix, and the Godfather. Ivan's crazy, man. He has some balls to something like that. Those are one of the greatest movie trilogies ever made. Lord of the Rings, Ivan's crazy. Yeah. But there will be many fans that, yeah. If Ivan turns this into a movie, you're looking at the greatest movie trilogy ever made once you read the book. And then you're blown away by the story. Yeah, this will be the greatest movie trilogy ever made. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, amazing movie. Yeah. Remember when Frodo destroyed the ring? And Aragorn's like, for Frodo, that's a powerful scene in the end of the war. That's not as powerful as Zanus, man. Zanus is a more powerful speech, more powerful story than even the speech that Aragorn gave. Because that scene, they're just creating a diversion to have the focus of the Eye of Sauron obviously be on them. That way Frodo could destroy the ring. And when Frodo destroys the ring, they're all like, Frodo. Remember Merry? Frodo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's powerful. You bow to no, and it's a very, very powerful story, but Zanus is more powerful than that, man. Yeah, people would tell me, yeah, Ivan, like your story is more powerful than my Lord of the Rings, Ivan. Yeah, it is. It's a more powerful story than Lord of the Rings when you read the volume 3, right? What do you think will be the best volume? I think they're all going to be equally as good, or volume three will be the best, honestly, because that's when it gets dark and deep with the X's and everything. People are talking, yeah, I mean, volume three will most likely be the best one, and that's like when you get the big battle scenes Ivan, and you have the Exodus Ivan, yeah, like Prince of Egypt, and they go through the rooms, yeah. The civilians go into the cavern, they camp in the cavern in the city. They even camp in a city. They camp in there. They sit around a fire and they, you know what I'm saying, yeah, like an amazing movie. What will the access be like, Ivan? How hooked will you be? Well, think something like Prince of Egypt when they have the access. Something like that, except it's not like Prince of Egypt. It's a fantasy world and they have torches. They journey through the mountains and you have the mosquitoes and they journey through the caverns and the demon bats them in there. And they're scared. Looking at a masterpiece, man. Yeah, because I looking at a masterpiece. This is Lord of the Rings, or I don't get Lord of the Rings. Masterpiece, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Almost under your I'll talk for like 45, 40 minutes. That's good enough for you guys, right? Yeah. Are you going swimming, Ivan? Yes. I'll watch a show with you guys and I'll work on my Their Unique book, type it on a computer. And by the time I'm done that, it'll be close to 2 o'clock. I'm going to go swimming. And from there, I'm going to walk to Dinty's, get my check. On my way back home, I'll probably get McDonald's. And then I'll make another video. I'll show you my snippet. And after I show you the snippet, my 25 and my 6 beers at the store. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're soon done the Megan part. Yes, I am. I have maybe a good maybe 3 more pages, and I'm done the scene with Megan and done. I'm gonna move over to Josh, obviously. All right, is the Elmer Beach party that same day? Yes, it is. It starts at like 8 o'clock, 8:30, 8:30 around there at night, obviously. So Megan tells Dawn there's an Alma Marina beach party. She's been going to the event for since she moved. No, I'm not gonna say that, but there's an Alma Marina beach party. Okay, sure, I'll go. And then Jake tells Josh about the Alma Marina beach party too. And Josh said, okay, I'll go. Right? That's how he meets Dawn, obviously. I was supposed to for you. I hope you guys are impressed by show over there. If you're not impressed, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying my best here. It's a lot tough from Zayas, I understand, but I mean, I'm trying my best to entertain you guys. It's tougher to entertain with romance than it is with fantasy, obviously, because it's just a little bit of drama, love, and it's just the everyday lives of all these people in the modern age. So it's tougher to entertain, right? Romance, I'm saying, oh, yeah. Sarah. Yeah. Geez, Ivan, I love your I love your Zane's book. I know Zane's is a better book than They're Unique, obviously. From what I've showed you, right? I'm more drawn to Zane's than I am They're Unique because They're Unique. It's romance. It's just the everyday lives of people in the modern age. It's not. It's tougher to entertain with They're Unique, obviously. I'm trying my best, guys. Yeah. Ivan, does Louis speak good English? Yeah, Louis is from Lebanon, but his English is very good. Obviously, he speaks good English, as you guys read, right? He speaks fluent English too, obviously, but he's from Lebanon. Arab guy, right? Yeah. As you guys read, obviously. But he's like, yeah, his English is good. Yeah. Will you show us all chapter one? Yeah, what I'll do is when I finish, the day I finish chapter one, I'll show you guys all of chapter one. That way I refresh your mind and you know what's really going on. Because even though I showed you everything in chapter one, I showed you the beginning of They're Unique like months ago, a few months ago. So to refresh your mind, I'm going to show you the entire chapter one. You can read it all. It'll take you maybe 20 minutes to read, 25 minutes to read when I show you the whole chapter one. That way you're refreshed. And after that, I'm not doing that again. I'll just show you maybe a few scenes from my book, obviously, from some of my chapters. So you'll get a sneak preview of chapter one of They're Unique. All I want you to have is no, I did show you the first 6 pages of Young Tactius, so you guys have an idea what's going on with Young Tactius. I showed you the first couple pages of what was Cyrus to Cyrus No More. I showed you that too, obviously. I'm not sick. I'm saying, yeah, I've heard great stories about your father. You know, I said, oh, your book is sick, I know. After all, we're not mindless beasts, are we? I said, useless, not even a challenge. I'm saying, yeah, they sound like Peter Jackson's Horse or Rings. Yeah, the wolves and the bats. Well, the bats are more. You don't really get much information about the bats except for like Ephesus, right? But the wolves, they kind of sound like Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, and when you read the book, obviously. Peter's like, yeah, I caught that. They kind of sound like my Lord of the Rings. Yeah, they do when you read the book, obviously. They are not for eating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I get that same vibe. Yeah, you do. When you read the Move It Scum, you know, hey, what are you two murmuring about over there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like Peter Jackson's Orcs and Lord of the Rings when you talk, obviously. I almost spoke so because you guys read, right? Oh, your Zane's book is sick. My book is sick, obviously. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Alright, that was funny. I know, in 2 towers. Yeah. What about them? They're fresh. Remember that? Yeah. You kind of get some. Yeah, you see the. Sometimes the wolves that I think, as you guys read, they're like meat for my tastings. You know what I'm saying? You'll see what I mean when you read the book. They kind of sound like Peter Jackson's Orcs and his Lord of the Rings movies, right? When you read it, obviously. Yeah. Samsara. So I hope you guys enjoy the snippets while I showed you They're Unique and Zanus. I'll be working on They're Unique after I watch this video, and I'll show you it later on today in my next video. My snippet of They're Unique, obviously. So stay tuned for that. This is Armor. I'm signing out. Peace. All hands and peace out. All guys on this show.